Hi there and welcome to a very special show. Today is News Today's 20th birthday.
And we have an exclusive interview to celebrate it with President Michael D. Higgins.
The questions came from you in an answer to our question of the week. And our reporters for the day were from Littleton National School in County Tipperary.
The President began with a special message for the children of Ireland.
An important thing is a friendship, and to make sure that there's no one left without friendship and that people are belonging. We'll all do individual things then past that, but I think the friendships that you make will in fact always be great memories. And it's just that is so important. And don't be, and also as well as have the courage to stand your own ground and let other children be allowed the space of standing their ground too, because none of us are the same. We're all unique, but at the same time, we have a lot going for us. And I would say to Martha Shatova to come home, I am very anxious. The hope of the Irish language is with the young people ours, and to actually speak the Irish in a way that gives you pleasure. There's no way of whatever bits of it you have, use it, and don't be worried about. We're not aiming for the Nobel Prize. We're just playing the language that was our own language from the very beginnings, thousands of years ago.
You go on many trips abroad. Tell us about it.
The one I'm going to now, for example, next week is one dealing with food security and world hunger. I think the figure for the Horn of Africa of people starving is about 26 million. But then I'm also looking at how, for example, in Africa has 17% of the world's population. And I believe that Africa and South America are the continents that are going to be the most important in terms that they're the largest populations and they have the biggest challenges. So I'm going to Senegal on the west coast of Africa. But it's so important now that we're all so connected, and what we do here is important everywhere else, and what we have to take other people's vulnerabilities into account.
Tell us about your dogs.
My dogs, yes. My dog, Broad, is probably a very famous dog now, but he will be 11 in February, which is a very good age for a Bernese Mountain Dog. And Broad is wonderful, but because he came at 6 weeks old, his sociability was great. My youngest dog is just over 2 years and 3 months, but he came during COVID, and because I couldn't collect him because of the ban on inter-county travel, he didn't come to me until he was 5 months old. And also he didn't have a good journey here in a way, so he's actually shy, but he's a beautiful dog, and his name is Mishnok. And Mishnok is 2 years and 3 months. I think October is around that. And but they're great. The dogs are wonderful.
What's your opinion on homework?
Homework, oberbalia. Now, I think for myself that really the time at home and the time in the school is an educational experience, and it should get finished in the school, and people should be able to use their time for other creative things. You know, I don't think. One of the things that's changed a bit in my time, you'd be heading off with big bags of books and everything. You were like a carrier of things. But now it's changed a bit. No, I think that should, as much as possible, should happen in the school. And I think it's more relaxed than it used to be. Although I had a very good experience at primary school. I've written about it. It was a single room school with the master taking the classes above third class facing one way and Miss Hastings facing the other way with the junior classes, and it was all one room. But I actually have great memories of it now.
You have had many standout moments during your term in office. Have you a favourite?
I find it difficult to pick one out because there's no doubt whatever that a very dramatic moment for Sabina and I, and an emotional one, was when I was being inaugurated in Dublin Castle, and I gave a speech that set out what would be my agenda for the term of the presidency. So that's one. But then it depends on other circumstances. The example, a very moving one for me was the week I spent in Creaslow with the people who had suffered that terrible damage in their community, and they'd had 8 funerals, and there was a great deal of grief. But that's the part actually I have found most personally satisfying, is where I can identify with people in a very natural way. Yes, I do the formal ones as well, and obviously when I've been doing something like the state visits, I have to dress up a bit, yes. Well, I'm not nothing wrong with the way I'm dressed now either, but there it is.
Having been on air for 20 years, lots of news stories were covered by the team, and here's a snippet of just some of them. 20 years. Well, this huge milestone definitely calls for a celebration. Over the last 2 decades, the team here at News2day HQ have been working hard on bringing the children of Ireland all the top news stories from at home and around the world.
On today's show, singing for peace in Portlaoise.
Last Tuesday, details were announced of a deal to hold elections in the North's Parliament to get all the parties working together again.
On Wednesday, the Taoiseach made a speech to the European Parliament in Strasbourg.
The leader of Libya's interim government has announced that the ousted leader, Muammar Gaddafi, has been killed.
But in just a few minutes' time, Donald Trump will become the 45th President of the United States.
We start in Egypt, and exactly 1 year ago today, protesters took over Tahrir Square.
2 young students from Cork have been declared the best young scientists in Europe.
The Dublin Transportation Office wants to find out how many children travel to school by car these days.
The United Nations has warned that the impact of global warming is likely to be severe and irreversible.
And just inside, more than 400 works of art are on display.
New research shows flowing water is almost certainly present on the red planet.
This DVD and information pack are going to over 1,000 schools around the country, and over 200,000 children and young people are going to be asked for their opinions.
First to Manchester, where thousands gathered in the city centre last night to remember the victims of Monday's terrorist attack.
The leaders of 2 countries that have been enemies for decades have met at the border that divides their countries.
Irish farmers are not happy. They staged a protest in Dublin city centre today.
There's been a lot of talk in the news about Brexit recently, and you've probably heard a lot of words like backstop and checkers. But what does it all mean?
A general election has been called in Ireland.
The Irish team is heading to the Women's World Cup for the first time following a 1-0 win.
You've probably heard a lot about the Black Lives Matter movement in the United States.
She was 96 and had been Queen for 70 years.
Not only have the editors and presenters changed during that time, but our look has changed too. And we're sure our viewers at home have changed too over that time. So, no matter if you watched us 20 years ago or you're seeing us for the first time this year, we would like to say a huge thank you for tuning in.
One of the things we love most on News2day is meeting lots of children all around the country. And it was like that from the very start. We caught up with some pupils at Glasheen Boys National School who were interviewed on the very first News2day 20 years ago.
I remember that we did like a little competition in our class. And, you know, like obviously everybody wanted to have the opportunity to go on TV.
Do you want to see it?
Yeah, why not?
I like to see movies and videos because things like them I'm sure children would be interested in.
They told us that this new show was starting up and that people would be coming around from RTÉ.
I'd like to hear about not really political news, that's always quite boring. And I'd like to hear about new records and stuff like that.
For that first episode, the whole family kind of sat down to watch it to kind of see my TV debut.
Other news, the grown-up one, is sort of has not really good for children, but it doesn't have things for children. It would just have world crisis and war and politics.
I had to rack my brains back to 20 years ago, and I definitely remember there being nerves about being interviewed by the national broadcaster at the time, for sure.
If different people with different hobbies came on, other children might see them and they might like to pick up that hobby because
a lot of children have just the same hobbies and they're always doing the same thing, you know.
Thanks to you guys for bringing me back and showing me the clip. Hope you guys have a good 20th anniversary on the show.
And of course, we know a favourite part of News Today for all of you is the weather. So let's go over to Helen.
Well, it's going to be cold again tonight with temperatures as low as -2 to +3 degrees with some patchy rain and drizzle likely through the night. That rain and drizzle will continue for tomorrow Saturday, but it will be milder with temperatures of around 9 to 11 degrees. But whatever the weather, enjoy the celebrations. News Today is 20 years old. A massive happy birthday from all of us here in RTÉ Weather.
Thanks, Helen. Molly and I are so lucky that we get to present the show during this huge milestone. But here are some messages from lots of people who've worked hard on the show over the last 2 decades.
Hi everybody, my name is Alba Keneally and I was the first presenter of News Today with Cathal Murray 20 years ago, oh my goodness, and I still work for RTÉ, oh my goodness.
Hi, I'm Cathal Murray and 20 years ago Alba Keneally and I were the first presenters of News Today. It's hard to believe it's all those years ago. Well, these days I'm a music presenter on RTÉ Radio 1.
Hi, I'm Paul O'Flynn. I presented News Today in 2004 and 2005 and now I'm a sports reporter for RTÉ.
Hi everyone, my name's Sabrina Phelan and I presented on News Today quite a long time ago now, between 2004 and 2006. And I now have a completely different career as a dog behaviourist and dog trainer.
Hi everyone, it's Laura Fletcher here, a journalist with RTÉ News. But back in the day, in 2005 and 2006, I was a journalist and programme editor for News Today.
Hi, I'm Paddy McKenna and I was the host of News Today between 2005 and 2011. It's a long time ago. And I'm still in media. I set up my own production company called Chemistry Media.
When I was editing News Today in 2007 and 2008, there were so many great stories of children overcoming challenges and doing great things.
Hi everyone, Helen here. Since I presented News Today back in 2006, I've worked all over the world, including at 2 Olympic Games. These days I do media workshops in schools.
Hello, I'm Stephen. I presented News Today in 2007. Since then I moved to London and then to Paris and then back to London, where I now work over here as a radio presenter at Bloomberg.
Hi there, my name is Aisling Bastable. I was the editor of News Today between 2008 and 2010. Back in the olden days, as my kids would say. These days, my job is a little bit more serious. I edit the 9 o'clock news.
Hi everyone, Stephen here. I presented a long time ago, between 2008 and 2010. News Today was one of the best jobs I ever had, travelling around the country, meeting so many amazing young people and seeing what they were up to. Right now, I'm working on European Union issues in Dublin.
Hi, I'm Mary Calpin. I worked as an editor on News Today from 2010 to 2011. I now work in the technology sector.
My name is Yvonne and I presented the programme between 2009 and 2011. Actually, here's a little picture of me and Aidan back in the day presenting. Best job ever. These days I'm busy running tech conferences all over the world.
Hi everyone, my name is Aidan and I worked on News Today between 2010 and 2012. I now work for a company which helps people send money all around the world.
Hello from Paris, it's Sharon here, one of the previous editors of News Today. I'm now one of the presenters on the France 24 English channel here in Paris.
Hello, my name is Carla O'Brien. I was a News Today presenter from 2011 until 2013. Since then I have been working in RTÉ in many different parts of the newsroom.
Hi there, Connor here. I presented News Today from 2012 to 2014. Now I live in London, where I work with scientists and engineers to tell stories about the technologies they're working on to tackle the climate crisis.
Nick Sheridan here. I presented News Today from 2014 to 2016 and then I wrote a book all about how to be a journalist.
Hi there, I'm Jill Stedman and I presented News Today between 2016 and 2017. I'm still working here in RTÉ where I present the business news, which comes from the same studio as News Today.
Hi, I'm Tommy. I presented News Today from 2016 to 2018 and now I'm a politics reporter with RTÉ.
Hi everyone, my name is Zainab Oladale. I worked on News Today from 2017 to 2019. I now work on a programme called RTÉ Nationwide where I present and report.
Hi, I'm Killian Sherlock.
Hi, I'm Aisling Maloney.
And I'm Mihal O'Scanal.
And we all presented News Today during the pandemic.
We all watched it in school and dreamt of being presenters, which we ended up doing, so we hope we're still inspiring you at home.
And we haven't gone far. We're still working in RTÉ News for the Morning Ireland programme.
Hi, I'm Anne-Marie.
And I'm Avril.
And we're the current editors of News Today.
We've been in the job for 10 years now
and we love it as much today as we did 10 years ago.
And we're going to love it long into the future. That's all we've time for on this very special show to celebrate News Today turning 20.
For all of us, it's been our privilege to bring you the news. From everybody here, happy birthday, News Today!